episode of Pro Football Talk PM on February 18th, 2025. The episode primarily focuses on key NFL offseason developments, particularly the opening of the franchise tag window and its implications for players and teams. The discussion is framed around the broader context of how franchise tags affect player mobility, team finances, and the overall market for free agents. Additionally, the episode covers speculation surrounding quarterback Trevor Lawrence and his future with the Jacksonville Jaguars, as well as the contractual situations of several high-profile players like T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Micah Parsons. Analysis of the franchise tag and its impact ***. The episode opens with a strong critique of the franchise tag system, emphasizing its restrictive nature rather than viewing it as a privilege for players. The host argues that the franchise tag prevents top-tier talent from reaching the open market, thereby suppressing salaries not just for those tagged but for all players at the position. This is a well-supported argument, as the franchise tag often serves as a cost control mechanism for teams rather than a true reward for players. A key example provided is T. Higgins of the Cincinnati Bengals, who is the most likely candidate for a franchise tag this offseason. The conversation around Higgins highlights the financial and strategic considerations teams must weigh before using the tag. The host points out that while the Bengals generally avoid tagging players twice, reports indicate they may apply it to Higgins unless they reach a long-term deal. This raises the broader question of how the Bengals will manage their salary cap, especially with Joe Burrow reportedly pushing for long-term deals for Higgins, Jamar Chase, and defensive end Trey Hendrickson. The episode effectively frames this issue in the context of Burrow's influence and his potential dissatisfaction if the team fails to prioritize winning over financial conservatism. The discussion also touches on the Minnesota Vikings and their decision not to tag quarterback Sam Darnold. Instead of presenting this as a pure football decision, the host interprets it as a financial move, emphasizing that the Vikings simply do not want to pay Darnold $40 million for another year. This kind of analysis provides valuable insight into how teams weigh financial flexibility against on-field performance. The Bengals' long-term strategy and Joe Burrow's influence ***. One of the most compelling parts of the episode is the exploration of the Bengals' long-term strategy and how it intersects with Joe Burrow's expectations. The host argues that Burrow has made it clear he wants key players like Higgins, Chase, and Hendrickson to be retained, rather than having the team rely on cheaper draft replacements. This pressure from Burrow mirrors the situation faced by the Bengals years ago with Carson Palmer, who ultimately forced his way out after growing frustrated with the organization's financial priorities. The host suggests that the Bengals front office may be playing a shell game by signaling their intent to sign these players long-term without making a genuine effort to meet their demands. This claim is particularly interesting given past reports that Higgins was offered a deal last year but rejected it due to an unfavorable contract structure. If the Bengals repeat that pattern, it could further strain their relationship with Burrow. Furthermore, the analysis of Jamar Chase's contract situation is insightful. Chase is expected to demand at least $40 million per year, possibly even more given his recent success. The mention of a possible Triple Crown tax, extra compensation for leading the league in catches, receiving yards, and touchdowns, adds another layer to the discussion. The host raises the valid point that the Bengals must navigate the challenge of paying two top-tier wide receivers, something that was once considered financially impossible, but is now more viable due to changes in cap management strategies. Micah Parsons and the Cowboys' contract decisions. The episode also delves into the Dallas Cowboys contract situation, specifically regarding star pass rusher Micah Parsons. The argument is made that Parsons should have pushed for a contract extension earlier, especially considering the physical risks associated with his position. The Cowboys' strategy of delaying contract negotiations is criticized, with the host suggesting that their hesitation prevented them from making necessary roster upgrades in previous seasons. This section ties into a broader critique of how teams handle contract extensions. The host contrasts the Cowboys' approach with teams like the Philadelphia Eagles, who have been more proactive in managing their salary cap and locking in key players before their contracts become more expensive. This kind of strategic analysis is one of the episode's strongest points, as it highlights the ripple effects of delaying contract negotiations, from salary cap constraints to missed opportunities in free agency. Trevor Lawrence trade rumors. The most unexpected storyline discussed in the episode is the rumor surrounding Trevor Lawrence and a potential trade to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The host initially treats the report with skepticism but also acknowledges that it is a highly specific claim that would be difficult to fabricate entirely. The possibility that someone within the Jaguars organization leaked this information to test the waters is a fascinating angle, suggesting internal divisions over Lawrence's long-term future. Although the Jaguars have publicly denied any intention to trade Lawrence, the host argues that the mere existence of the rumor indicates that some decision-makers within the organization may have doubts. The financial implications of a potential trade are explored, with the host noting that the Jaguars would take a $30 million dead cap hit but could offload the remainder of Lawrence's 6-year, $43 million per year contract. While a trade seems unlikely, the fact that it has entered the conversation at all raises questions about Lawrence's standing within the franchise. Final thoughts. Overall, this episode of Pro Football Talk PM provides a thorough and insightful analysis of the key off-season storylines in the NFL. The discussion of the franchise tag effectively highlights its broader implications, not just for individual players but for the overall salary market. The Bengals' handling of their top players, particularly in the context of Joe Burrow's expectations, is explored in depth, with well-reasoned arguments about the potential consequences of their decisions. The analysis of the Cowboys' contract strategy offers valuable insights into the financial side of roster management, while the Trevor Lawrence trade rumors add an element of intrigue to an otherwise structured discussion. The episode's strength lies in its ability to connect financial and strategic considerations with player perspectives. By framing contract negotiations and roster decisions in terms of player agency and team philosophy, the discussion goes beyond surface-level analysis and provides a deeper understanding of how front offices operate. The pacing of the episode is effective, with each topic receiving enough attention without overstaying its welcome.